I think one time before they started like locking it like this, someone tried to set the field on fire. It was like it's doing something like, because it was like it wasn't secured, you know. So it was just like anybody could walk through. Like people like right now, like people will be walking like through our practice, like you know what I'm saying, like on the outside, and everybody be like, "Yo, we practicing, like get off the field, right?" But after that time, like someone trying to like, I think it was burn the field or something like that, or they did something on the field. They started like locking it and securing it, and then they got that turf, and then that just made you want to lay down and play. Like it's closest thing to grass, you know.
Does watching this make you miss it?
Miss football, yeah.
Yeah. Or just like your college football or any football?
Yeah. Like practice makes like right now, like if they would be like, you want a helmet? I'll be out there with them. Man, like, you know, I might not be as quick and as fast as what they're doing, but you know, I'll give it my all. Yeah.
Get in there, yeah. Akeem Jordan. Jordan on the return. There he goes.
I mean, yeah, this is my high school for 4 years, you know. Welcome to, what is this now? Memorial Hall?
Yep.
The old Harrisonburg High School. Wow. So supposed to say. Imagine 20 years ago, okay? You're walking down this hallway when like during school, all right, everyone's out. Like right here, what used to be like the chill spot, right? The ultimate chill spot. Like, cause people used to like walk out here, like drive their cars, and then the buses was this way. So this was like the chill spot. This is the hallway we used to have to run, sprint. When I say sprint, if you was late for practice or something, this is the hallway you had to sprint, and you hope and pray no one came out from the sections, right?
These paintings are cool.
Yeah, I think these are the paintings from when I was in school.
Oh, one.
Yeah. I know this kid right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was like, it looked the same, but I wasn't paying that much attention to it. That was the basketball gym where it all started. In 9th grade, all JV and varsity had a meeting there at the same time. And when I was a sophomore, when I was a sophomore, I got there first, and the senior was like, you know, you gotta get up. And I'm like, no, I was here first, 5 minutes early. So me and the coach had to talk, and the senior had to talk, and we came to agreement that we're not doing that seniority stuff with me. Like game day, we'll walk out like of this door, and we had like the metal tips on the bottom of our cleats, right? So it made the sound. So we started walking like back here so you can hear it on the other side. I usually wasn't one of those people that be in the front. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
All right, so I might be second, but you had to walk side by side. So it'll be like maybe, I just say 75, all right? So it'll be 75 people, and you have to walk like this, and then like we'll just be walking, but it'd be like shh, 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 like you know, like Martian kind of. They'll start to hear you. They'll hear you before, but now you'll start hearing that cowbell go off like, all right. So it's like, oh yeah, we coming. Hopefully like the other team already on the field so they could like hear us coming. My junior year, the year we won the championship, the big guys, like the lineman was in the front, right? So you know they walking in big, right? So like, yeah, put them up front so they see them. We didn't have a losing record. We won the states in my junior year. My sophomore year, I think we finished up like 7-3. And then my senior year, we finished off, I think, 7-3 or 6-4 or something like that. Win is good. I mean, after coming off a championship, it definitely was a letdown, but I had fun. So that was like one of our like bread and butter plays, right? Like the halfback pass was like every time we ran it, the chances of us scoring on that particular play was 90s. My boy, he ran it perfectly. Shout out to him. Named Darius. That's one of my good friends, and we played since we was, this high. So like when I'm telling him like, yo, just keep running, like I'm just gonna throw it every time. Like, yo, don't stop running. Yeah, this is wild.
I started playing football when I was in third grade. I guess I was 8 in the third grade and played until I was 32-ish. So give or take 24 years. What motivated me to play football was my dad, actually. True story, I did not like football at first. Like, I wanted to quit and he didn't let me quit. So I had to finish the season, and then, we won the championship. And then it just became fun with my friends.
Good snap, kick is blocked, it is blocked, the ball is loose at the 22, it is picked up by the Dukes at the 20-yard line, number 91 Andrew Kern. Akeem Jordan with the block, and the Dukes were in business. Dukes got the football in scoring territory, and things looked grim again, and up stepped a young man from Harrisonburg.
When JMU came across the street, because I went I went to high school across the street, I was like, hey, I don't think I would be coming to JMU. And lo and behold, I came, situations happened, and JMU took a chance on me, and here I am.
The Dukes are the best in 1AA football, as Mickey Matthews will take a national championship.
How was the national championship? I was one of the 2004 was a great year. We had just came from 2-9 before the year before I got there. And then that year was 66, so it was like a whole lot of like congratulations, like we didn't have a losing record. But at this time, we only had a few people in the stands, right? So it wasn't like as crazy as it is now. You had the lunch ladies, the D-Hall ladies in there. Shout out to the D-Hall ladies. I love y'all to death. But you had those ladies there, and then you had like the other workers there, and then you had parents, right? But that year, 04, it changed, right? We won. We started winning that year, and I'm playing, but I'm not just playing as much as I thought I would be at this time.
And they hand it off to the fullback, who pitches it in the last second, and not fooled was James Madison Hilliard down for a loss. Tracked down by Akeem Jordan, the backup linebacker.
I thought it was perfect. I mean, not my perfect scenario, but we won the championship. Everyone did their part, and that's what my job was, to do my part that year.
And faking the handoff, Whitcomb throws downfield. Pass is picked off at the 33-yard line. Akeem Jordan swings outside to midfield. Down to the 40, scoots down the sideline. Akeem Jordan knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Coming to JMU probably would have been my best decision. Honestly, when I got here, I didn't think I was going to stay long. I thought I was going to transfer. But just getting into this environment, like once you get here, it's like, and you into the environment, it's like, oh, you don't want to leave. So I had my daughter my junior year in high school. For me to leave the city would have been hard for like me to see her grow up. So being close to home, and plus like just the atmosphere over here was insane. I came here in 03 and left, left in 07, you know. When I first got here, this building wasn't even here, right? So, and this was all gravel, and you had to like walk the class to your business class, and if it rained, like you had to walk all the way through the grass and stuff. It was, man. But when we got in the building, we were so hyped, you know, like, oh, they building it for us, you know.
And not a very good kick to start us off. It is scooped up by Seegers, and he is up to the 28-yard line before he is brought down.
How would I describe my NFL career? I had fun. I played for the NFL 8 years. I played for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs, and at the time it was the Washington Redskins.
Jennings stays in. He'll get the toss. Looking to cut it up, and he's hit hard. Akeem Jordan was there. Fourth-year man out of James Madison.
Going from college to the NFL, I think the biggest difference was the business side of football. That's when you really know, like, oh, you're just not out here just like off your talent. It's more of a business and winning.
My first year, I'm telling you, it was very nerve-wracking because it's like you're undrafted, you're on the practice squad, you can leave anytime. Like, there's no business hours with the NFL. There's no business hours, right? So, you know, you like, oh, call between 9 and 5 or 8 and 4. No, it's, you can get a call at 12 o'clock at night, like midnight, like, hey, look, pack up your stuff, grab your, and hit the road. Like, seeing people get cut, and it's like, oh, wow, like, dang, I thought that person was pretty good. Like, me personally, I thought he was good. I'm like, nah, like, you ain't looking for that. It's like, wow.
The reason why I stopped playing in the NFL was I had a knee injury, and the team that I was on at the time was not very considerate of my being. Like, they wanted me to play regardless of how my knee felt. And I'm the type of person that if I could go, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna try to milk an injury or anything. Like, I did go out and I played another game, and then someone fell on my knee again, and then it was like hurt again. After that, I was just like tired going through that stuff of like trying to protect my being for the future and not just for the next game. I did play in the CFL after the NFL. I took a 2-year hiatus, didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was still young at the time, and I was like, oh, let me get another shot. And Toronto, the Argonauts, gave me a shot. Like, being able to play again was just phenomenal, you know? So I was just happy to be out there. The year before I stopped playing, it was a terrible year. We was 4-14, and the guys was like enjoying themselves, and I'm like, yo, like, we're losing. And the next year after that, I was in training camp, and I ran into I was another linebacker, and he was a younger linebacker, and you know, he was telling me his story and like what he went through and what he's going through and all that. And he was a pretty good player. Usually I don't do this, I'm gonna be honest, because I've been like fighting for a spot all the time. But at that time, it was like, oh, like, you know what? It's time for you to pass the torch, you know? And I was like, hey, listen, like, this first game, I'm gonna ball out. The second game, I'm gonna do terrible. Like, to give them a reason to cut me. Like, because if they don't have a reason, then they won't, you know? So the second game, I just played like, I mean, absolutely terrible. Like, I wish we could pull it up so you can see it, but terrible. Like, running around blocks, running, like, doing like crazy things. And then I was cool with the head coach anyways, and he had to make a tough decision because there's only a few of us that stayed. So I made a decision easy for him, and that kid actually won Defensive Rookie of the Year or something. So it was like for me, I felt like, I passed the torch. When I was playing in the NFL, it was a regimen. Like you gotta get up, you gotta go work out, then you gotta like eat right, then you gotta work out again, and then you gotta stretch, you gotta do all these things, right? And then when it's like not for something, it was harder for me to be like, oh, like, you know what, I'm gonna go lift some weights today, because that just wasn't my thing, right? So it was harder to stay as active as I was when playing. My first full year back was different. Overall challenge is figuring out what to do and what you want to do, and then what you want to put all your effort into. For so long, you put your effort into a sport, and like to be at that top spot, in the NFL, you have to put a lot of energy into it. You have to put a lot of focus. It's not just like, oh, you wake up off your talent and you just go out there and play. So, like figuring out what you want to put that much energy into was tough. The Eagles did a great job of having this guy, Harold Carmichael, right? He was the guy that talked to me like, hey, what you gonna do afterwards, right? And me, at the time, I'm 21, 22, I'm like, man, listen, I'm thinking about football. Like, I ain't thinking about nothing else. And he's like, yo, football's gonna end. It ends for everyone. I'm like, man, I'm trying to hear that, right? The advice I would give my younger self, which would be any other younger athletes, is prepare for that day that you stop playing. Because that day is coming. Like Father Time doesn't wait on anyone. Your time is going to come, so prepare for it. Like, have a plan B. Like, focus on plan A, but have a plan B.
My family's been the strong point throughout it all, right? They helped me get there. They helped me when I was there, and they helped me after it was done. And they continue to help me in different ways, like being there, like just supporting, right? Like, but the support of just like, you just knowing, right? Like, I mean, it's a learning experience too, because they be emotional about it too. So like, if I'm playing this, we playing. So like, they be like, oh, we lost this game because of, And I'm like, oh yeah, we, huh? But yeah, it is a we thing, So, yeah, they've been there to support me actually through it all. Like, the reason why we can have this conversation is because of my family, right? Because it's been many a times that I was just like, trying to think of F it, right? I'm not gonna use it. I'm trying to think of a better word, but that's the perfect, like F it, right? Like, I'm not doing this no more, right? That I'm just gonna like quit, and like, I'd rather do something else, right? Instead of like this. And they've been there to push me like through it, like, nah, like, just check it out, see how it goes, like, right? Like, just try it, right? And like I said, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It'd have been like, oh, what could have happened, right? That's what it's been.
Who had a tremendous ball game for the Tigers, 126 yards, fumbled the football. Akeem Jordan returned that fumble to the 22, and the Dukes made short work.